We are here for day 2 of the Resolution to Revenue Challenge. I hope that you enjoyed yesterday. I have to say, I feel like this is one of the most active chats that we've had in one of our trainings. We usually do big live trainings like this a few times a year, maybe 3 or 4 times a year. And you guys are here and I am loving it. So thank you for that. And, that type of participation just shows me that you guys are ready. You're ready for a change. You're ready for something different in your life, and you are here. You're showing up. So I want to know first in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway from yesterday? If you were here yesterday, now you might be new. If you didn't catch day 1, totally fine. There is a replay in your inbox. If for some reason you didn't get it, we'll make sure that you get it. You can reach out to my team, but we want to, I'm just so excited because you guys were here and you made some really big moves yesterday. Yesterday we talked about you and your time and what is this business going to look like, and maybe what are some shifts that you need to make in your own priorities, in your own schedule. We came up with an ideal week. It was a jam-packed day. So tell me about the training. What did you like about it? What did you take away? Was there an aha moment? I want to know that in the chat. And welcome to everyone. I am so excited that you guys are here. We have Tammy here from Tennessee. We have Tiffany here from Napa Valley. We have Nancy here from Dallas, Andrea from Texas, and Lexi from Ohio. So happy that you guys are here. We're going to jump right in because just like yesterday, today is a jam-packed training, but we're going to get real practical today. In fact, today's training is all about deciding on your virtual assistant packages. So we have a lot to cover. Yesterday, we used the Savvy Time Saver formula to reclaim your time, commit that time back to you and your business. And we're actually going to use that information in today's training. So it's okay if you missed it, but if you were here, then it's definitely going to help you build on what we're going to do today, because we really assessed how much time you realistically have to commit to this business. And that helps you actually design your packages. So what we're going to do in today's training, real practical. Again, this is not just one of those it's not a listen shop, it's a workshop, right? Like we are going to be working together and we are going to today decide on what services you're going to offer in your business. So literally by the end of this training, you're going to know your VA services. You're going to know the rate that you're going to charge, your hourly rate, and we are going to actually form your packages. So we do have a workbook, and so much of what we're doing is in the workbook. So you can go to the virtualsavvy.com/workbook. That workbook will pop up. If you download the workbook, if you just pop it up, the fillable portion doesn't always work. But if you physically hit the download button, then it's actually a fillable workbook. So you can do that on your desktop. Maybe you're listening on the phone. If that's the case, it's kind of hard to have 2 tabs open or another document. I would just encourage you to take notes. And again, we will send you the replay. So if for whatever reason you can't physically do all of the activities, I really encourage you to go back, listen again with the workbook. How many of you guys have printed out the workbook? I'm just curious how many of you guys have done that. If you go back, you'll be able to do the work with us. Listen, you set aside this team. We have over 300, almost 400 of you here. I bet we'll peak to over 400 people. You chose to be here. So let's be fully here. Let's do the activities. And one of the things that I'm going to really encourage you to do today is to embrace action over perfection. There's going to be things that you're going to be like, oh, I don't know. We're just going to move forward. We're going to take imperfect action. We're going to create your services and your packages. And even if you're like, I'm not 100%, you've still taken so much action in today's training, and we've just got to make decisions and move forward. That's going to be one of the best things that you can do. So I hope that you've enjoyed this training. If you like my style of teaching, if you like this kind of let's get to it mentality, we do have our 90-day VA accelerator opening up this Thursday. Guys, it is a 90-day intensive weekly coaching, step-by-step, exactly what you need to do to launch your business and land your first client in 90 days. I'll be covering all the details tomorrow, but I just want you to know, if you want on the wait list for that, you can go to thesavvysystem.com and we will make sure to send you all the info. You guys, You are working the plan. And working the plan is what I love helping people do. That's why we've had over 7,000 students go through that Savvy system process and get results like these. Kelly, who says, I just ran the numbers. I've officially brought in more revenue than the cost of the course in 4 weeks. Morgan, who says, I've been doing the Savvy system for 2 weeks. I just launched my first client and I have another call in an hour. I'm so excited. Just landed my first client. Christine, who says, happy Friday. This week, my first client signed their contract. I've officially started the project. Lindsay said, it's like a great book that I can't put down. The struggle is real. Claire saying, I just signed my first client. We had a discovery call last week and it went so well. I love her business model and I'm excited to help her in scaling her business. I'm not quite through. I think this is so good, guys. I'm still in the launch phase, but I saw a job posting. I had to jump on it. I'm glad I did. Abby's action over perfection rule really worked. And that's what I want you guys to grab today. Those who embrace action over perfection are the ones that move forward the most. Okay. So as we jump in, oh, I knew we'd peak over 400. Hello for all of you guys just jumping in. You guys remember the virtualsavvy.com/workbook is what we're going to be working through, and we'll get to it in just a minute. But I want to do a little bit of a poll, of a quiz, kind of feel where you guys are at right now. How many of you, let's just put number one in the comments, okay? Put the number one if this feels like you. You want to get out of your 9 to 5 because you don't feel fulfilled. You want to work on your own terms. How many of you guys have a 9 to 5 that you're like planning to quit? It's like your 2026 goal to quit my job. Yeah, that was me when I first started, right? All right, that's number one. Number two, and you can answer more than one of these. You've tried something else, maybe a direct sales or other work from home opportunities and haven't had success. Before I discovered virtual assistants, I tried a bunch of different things. For a while, I would go to thrift stores and I would buy jeans. I lived in Northern Virginia at the time, and people would get rid of really nice stuff. And so I'd find like designer jeans and then resell them on like eBay or those clothing buyback sites, right? I did the same thing with textbooks. Like I'd buy textbooks and then resell them. And that was something that I tried. But the thing is that is very one off, right? Like go to the store, buy the jeans. Sometimes you wouldn't find anything. And it was all to make like 20 bucks at a time. It was a lot of work and it wasn't reoccurring revenue. And I was also like 8 months pregnant when I started my business. And so I like have a 2-year-old and this baby that I'm like taking textbooks or jeans to the store in the snow. And it was just like, this is not for me. And maybe that's you. Maybe you've tried other things that you're like, it just wasn't the right fit, right? Number two, okay, we see a lot of twos. What about number three? You just want you want to be able to make money using the skills you have. It's like, I don't want to go out and get another degree or another certification or whatever. Like, is there something I could just do right now? How many of you guys are number three? Because that's really what we're going to go through today is that I don't want to have to teach you for like months and months all these new high-tech skills, because the truth is you already have transferable skills in the jobs that you've been doing in the past. Volunteer, heck, as a mom, potentially, you already have skills that you can translate and help small business owners. So the question is, what services am I going to offer? And that's what we're going to cover today. Okay, so we're going to start with another 60-second activity. We're going to embrace the awkwardness of silence for 60 seconds. Okay, now this is in your workbook. So you can do this in the workbook. You can write it down, open up a note on your phone, whatever. We're going to take 60 seconds. And I'm just going to ask you this question. If I were to come to you today as a small business owner, okay, so let's say I'm a real estate agent or I own a plumbing company, I don't know, whatever. I am a small business owner and I want to pay you to help me with something in my business. I want you really quickly, we're going to take 60 seconds, just jot down just what comes to mind, okay? Even if it's just one thing, list as many as you can. But what things do you think that you could do right now to help a small business owner? Go. Okay, I'm seeing some good stuff in the comments. I love this. sometimes it just takes like we're like, oh, I don't think I have the skills, right? And then when we start like, okay, what could I like practically, like really, if someone came to me to say and said, gosh, I need help, what could I say I could help them with? And you guys are listing awesome stuff, right? Calendar, email management. I love this website updates, scheduling, organizing emails, writing content, creating Canva PowerPoint presentations. My goodness. Organization, process improvement, data entry, bookkeeping. I saw quite a few of you guys say bookkeeping. Man, you're more skilled than I am. I'm a terrible bookkeeper. Light bookkeeping, social media. Yeah, I love this. Admin and travel. Yes, so good. Project management. Okay, I want to keep going, but we got to move forward. You guys, this is awesome. And maybe you guys are like, oh, I don't know. Maybe some of the ideas in the comments are making you think, oh, wait, I could add that. Jot these down, okay? Because this is going to be really important. Because the truth is, let me keep going. You do. You do already have skills that paying clients want. And that's why today you're going to see that. You're going to realize, wait, I do have skills to offer. Because the thing is, guys, is that we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Small business owners, generally, when they're hiring their very first VA, they're not looking for somebody with like all these crazy advanced skills, right? They're not looking for somebody to, completely revitalize their business. They just need help. They are just overwhelmed with some of the admin tasks. And every one of these tasks you take off their plate, scheduling their social media, answering their customer service emails, doing the data entry project, all of that you take off their plate is more time that they can focus on other things, right? And so sometimes we just, oh, all I can do is bookkeeping. All I can do is data entry. No, that is huge. Okay. So yesterday we encourage you to take the Savvy quiz. What did you guys think of that? For those of you who did it, the virtualsavvy.com/savvy quiz. If for some reason you didn't do it, jot this down real quick. Again, we'll send this out in a replay, but that quiz is really, really helpful too. And it's a tool. It's not the only tool because some people are like, oh my gosh, it was an aha moment. Some people are like, and that's fine. It's okay. Quizzes aren't 100% foolproof, but I'm curious how many of you guys took the quiz and found something helpful from it, because what the quiz does is it breaks down your VA personality. So maybe you didn't take it, don't go take it right now. You can do it later. But essentially what we have discovered after 10 years of teaching people is that there's really 5 different essentially personality types with the people that come to us, right? Who want to be VAs. Maybe you're more creative. And if you're more creative, well, the type of tasks that you're going to be more drawn to are things like maybe blogging if you're a creative writer, design. Maybe you just geek out in Pinterest and you could just spend so much time there, right? These are the creative types of tasks. You're the expert. It's kind of like the techie, like just get me in my dark hole and I want to figure out some kind of tech thing. Man, you could be building sales funnels. You could learn SEO or dig into ads, something that is super technical. And really you have to come in and like master, become the expert in, but that's like, oh, that's my zone. The helper, man, we have a lot of helpers. And I'm seeing a lot of you guys saying the helper in the comments. Organized and dependable, Jody said, totally me. I love that. So the helper, calendar management, inbox management, student support, guys, we need helpers. We have a lot of helpers on our team, both like my actual like paid employees. And then we also have ambassadors that kind of help out in our Facebook groups and different things like that. They're the helpers. They're the people answering questions for you guys because I can't physically do it all, right? The organizer, these are our project managers, our SOPs, the check it off the list type of people. And then the visionary. So I'm a visionary, and we usually get people who have like less people get the visionary one, but the ones who do, I get really excited for, because that is generally that you kind of think real big. So you're like, I could do any of these. I could help. I could be the expert, whatever. But like, I'm thinking big. I want a 6 or 7 figure business. And I love that because you're usually the ones that it's like, no matter what you end up doing, you're going to probably have a team and a big vision and like processes and stuff like that. Strategy is usually really big on your plate. So, and maybe sometimes you dip your toe in a little bit. So like for me, I am mostly the visionary, but secondary, like the creative. So when I first started, I started out as general VA, and then I moved into being a copywriter because that was like the skill that I liked. I blogged for people. I became like a ghost blog writer, essentially. So I went from charging $25, $30 an hour, $60, $65 an hour, up to the visionary where I built a team. And that's where I was able to like replace my income, 10K plus months once I, expanded out. So it's okay that you like kind of ebb and flow through these. And I'm seeing that you guys are saying like this was helpful, which is awesome. I love it. Okay. So if you didn't take the quiz, make sure you make a note to yourself, mental note. It's really quick to go and take that quiz because that is going to help you. Okay. And these services, guys, are all listed in your workbook as well. So you can come and look at them and be like, ooh, this one, not this one. Okay. And that's the thing, guys, you're not supposed to do it all. You're not supposed to do it all. So, out of everything that we've listed so far, what services are you most excited to offer? Because that's another part of it. So, there is the one element of I need you guys to, know how to do it. And it doesn't mean you have to be expert level, right? If you feel like I think I could do this, go ahead and put it on your list. But then if you're excited about doing it, that's even better because if you're excited about a task and even if you're not super proficient, your excitement is going to help you raise to the level of proficiency. Does that make sense? And so maybe you're good at something, but it doesn't actually like light you up. Like for me, I am good at social media. Like I can come up with creative like reels and things like that, but after a while it really burns me out. And so it's one of those things that like um you maybe put it on your list, but like make a little asterisk that maybe eventually I won't do this. It's all about exploring. And that's really what we're doing here. And I'm seeing you guys, the things that you're most excited about, bookkeeping and invoicing, organization processes. I'm just excited to help people in their business. I'm excited about everything, all the tasks. I feel like maybe you're a helper. Did you get the helper, Nina? She's like, I just want to help people. I love it. I love it. This is so good. Okay. So services, all right. We've got a short list of your services. Let me say one more thing, okay? Today, all I'm going to ask you to do is choose 5, okay? Worst case, choose 3, okay? Don't let the 5 get you tripped up. Worst case, choose 3, but 5 is what I would love for you to have. If you have more, that's not bad. If you list out 20 things that you can do, great, keep that. Like, there's not really a wrong answer here. All right. 5 is the goal, but 10, great. 15, 20, great. 5, perfect. 3, even, we're going to keep moving forward. And it's probably just that you need more confidence if you only have 3. Okay. So we don't need a ton of services for what we're doing today or even to start. Right. Okay. So number 2, we're going to talk about your rate. So I'm going to make this real easy for you guys. We're just going to pick a number. Oh, action over perfection. We're literally just going to choose an hourly rate. Now, there is a whole different side of things where we talk about value-based pricing. A value-based pricing would be if I came to you and I wanted a website, you probably wouldn't say, oh, my rate is $45 an hour to build a website, because it's like, tell me how much the website's going to cost, right? That's value-based pricing. The end product is a website, right? But when most of us are starting out, we don't have an end product other than just our hourly rate, right? And so that's why I really, really, for 95% of you guys, I always tell people just to start with hourly. We can always switch to value-based pricing after you've worked with a few clients. But for most of it, it's going to be, you just don't know how long something's going to take you, right? So you could quote, hey, I'll clean out your inbox. I'll have you at inbox 0 every day for $200 a month. Okay, well, what if that takes you 5 hours a day, right? Then you have severely undercut yourself. And that's why it's really important in the beginning just to do hourly. So we're just going to choose. We're going to gut instinct this, okay? Because you can always change it. Everything is a draft 1, right? So looking at these rates, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 or 45, 50, if you have some of you guys are saying like bookkeeping and some of these higher levels, okay? That's okay. Just choose one. Literally put it in the chat. Sorry, my brain just blanked. Okay, we're just gonna start. I love it. I love it. It's perfect. There's no wrong answer here. You're the small business owner. You get to choose. Okay. Don't overthink this. And you're gonna see this play out when we create the packages too. Okay, so you can always come back and change it. Perfect. All right, we're gonna keep going because we're just moving. One of the activities that we do inside of the Savvy system is this exact thing, but then I follow it up. And one of the assignments we give the students is I want you to post in our community. So we have like a private community. That's where we give exclusive job opportunities to those students. It's like, this is our private little hub for these coaching students. I have you do an assignment where I say, do your hourly rate and then tell me why you're worth that, right? because I want you to have confidence. I don't want you to show up to a discovery call and be like, my rate is $30 an hour. It's $40 an hour, right? I want to be like, bam, it's $40 an hour. And here's why, right? So I love this. Jamie, like, my rate's $35 an hour. I'm worth it because working with me will give the business owners the high quality professional experience they desire. Mary, my hourly rate's going to be 35 because I'm well organized, highly efficient. I'm detail oriented with an emphasis and precision thanks to 14 years of developing these skills. I have a master's degree, right? Like, come on. Linda, good afternoon. Jumping back into work. Module 3, the homework is to decide my hourly rate. I'm worth it because I have experience to draw, to streamline operations, present a cohesive business for small business owners, right? I love this too. Jamie, who says, originally I thought setting my rate at 17 was very fair and lucrative. However, after learning more and counting what I have to need to save for taxes, I'm starting at 20. It's the best option for me. Okay. So this is great. We're doing it. All right. We're going to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Okay. So packages. Here are what your packages are going to start out for the beginning. We can always shift these later, right? But deciding on your packages. Now, this is where we kind of lean off of yesterday. Did you guys figure out roughly how many hours per week you would be able to commit to client work? Okay. Based off of the activity you did yesterday. If you didn't do the activity, then I want you just to kind of ballpark this. How many hours per week do you think that you could work for business hours? If you only have 5 hours a week, guys, then your largest package should be 20 hours. Okay. If you had 20 hours per week, you could have your largest package be 80 hours, right? Because here's the thing, if your largest package is the max amount of hours, then if for like, I'm not saying a client will always choose your largest package, but how cool would it be, right? And this does happen sometimes where literally we have our VAs, they get out there, they start marketing, and one client chooses their largest package and they're like, I sold out my services. Like, right? And then we can talk about scaling. It's like, all right, well, now what? Do you want to just work with that client? Do you want to build a team and keep getting more? There's places you can go, but this is my recommendation. So whatever your monthly, so again, if you did 5 hours a week, your monthly max is 20 hours, right? That's going to be your largest package. Is that making sense? Okay. So, and we can, if you guys have questions about this, we'll do an extended Q&A at the end. So I'm giving you an example here. Now, this is also in your workbook. So the virtualsavvy.com/workbook. Didn't I tell you we were going to work? You guys like, wow, we're doing this. Okay. So this is what your packages look like. And it's so simple, guys. Literally, we're just saying my hourly rate times how many hours I can work. That's it. Now, some people do go and they say like, okay, my hourly rate is $30 an hour for that 40-hour a month package, but it, I take it down to 25 if they, or whatever, it's $30 for that biggest package, but then it's 35 if they choose my smallest. You can do that. Honestly, like I tell in the beginning, like keep it simple, right? So it's literally do your biggest package first. What's the max amount of hours you can work per month times your hourly rate? That's your biggest package. Got it? You guys jotting this down? And then your package includes the services. You don't need to mix it up in the beginning. Okay. Again, eventually some of you guys are like, I can do bookkeeping. I can do this. I can do that. Eventually, I think it's awesome for you to have a separate package for that. But in the beginning, like let's just keep it simple. We are trading the hours for dollars, and that's it in the beginning. So list out all of your services, right? And then so what happens is a small business owner is going to come and they are going to choose one of your packages. I also like for your biggest package to be like, oh, this would sell out my services. Most people are going to gravitate towards your center package. Okay. I also just like a caution. I definitely wouldn't do less than a 10-hour per month package. I've seen people do like 8 hours per month. I mean, that's 2 hours a week. There's just very little that you can do for a small business owner. This is even 2.5 hours. Honestly, that's still kind of low. I love seeing people, their smallest package be 20 hours because it's 5 hours a week for a business owner and you can really do something. That's an hour a day, 5 days a week. But I get it. Some of us need to have a smaller package and that's fine. So again, there's no wrong answer here. You've just got to decide what are my packages going to be. It's a draft one. You can always change it later. Okay. So the three options I think is awesome. You don't have to stack these services or these services. It's just dump all your services here. Okay. Yes. Remember to think about taxes to be paid. So you want to earn after taxes. We can talk about that in the Q&A if you want to, Christy. Okay. Um, Britt said, I want to answer this. Okay. So what if the services don't necessarily match up? For example, one of my skills is ClickUp Expert, but the others are more administrative. Do they need to match? My personal opinion, Britt, is in the very beginning, just keep it all hourly. Because we just want, here's the thing, guys. I just want you to get a paying client as fast as possible. That's our goal here. So ClickUp being like the fact that you are an expert in ClickUp, put that in your messaging, in your marketing. Your ideal client is somebody who uses ClickUp, and you're going to wow these first clients because you're an expert. And then what we would do is once you get that first client, you have some monthly reoccurring income. I'd say after one client, honestly, especially if you have a really high-end service like you have, Britt, or I saw some of you guys have bookkeeping, some of you guys have some really high-end services. We're going to do a separate high-end package after that. So probably like a ClickUp setup package would be really awesome. And that's that you're trading value for dollars, right? Not hours for dollars anymore. And so we would create a separate, so you'd still have your hourly rates and you have your separate package. Over time, you may love this value-based package so much that you just get rid of hourly work altogether, right? That's kind of how we progress. But I always tell people, if you don't have a client yet, like let's just let yourself be a beginner. There's something really powerful that happens when you sign that first client. And one of the easiest ways to sign a first client is just to have simple hourly rates, okay? Then literally with client number two, you can develop a higher end package if you want. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of questions coming in. I promise we're almost to the point where we're going to go through and answer some of these questions. And my team is kind of flagging them for me, so I'll be able to see them. So keep dumping them. Dump all your questions. All right. Did you guys do it? Like literally, we talked through it. These are your packages. Do you have your packages right now? Let me know in the comments. Yes or no. Because if the answer is no, let's talk about it in Q&A. But I kind of broke it down pretty easy. We chose your services, we chose your hourly rate, and these are your packages. Are you writing them down? You're jotting them? Did we deliver on what we said we were going to do today? Oh my gosh, I'm seeing so many yeses in the comments. It's okay if it's no. Don't freak out. We can talk about it. We can figure out. Maybe if you're like, oh, I need to tinker a little more. That's okay. That's okay. I see Andrea like still deciding. That's okay. So here's the thing, guys. I want you to give yourself a deadline. All right. I want you to say by the end of the day today. So literally, I'm going to show up to day 3 training with my packages decided. All right. Just give yourself a deadline, action over perfection. We can ask questions, still tinkering. I'm seeing that. Totally fine. By the end of the day, I'm going to have this. Guys, I don't know if you guys are a part of our free community, the Virtual Assistant Savvies group, 140,000 people. Post in there, hey, I'm thinking about these being my packages. You're going to get some really great feedback. That group is amazing, right? So just commit to yourself that I'm going to have these decided by the end of the day. All right. So congratulations. I saw so much. Karen said, this is a great question. So all the services should be the same on each package. Yeah, that's actually what I recommend. Okay. So let me go back to this slide. Service 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, literally, I would have it be the same. Sometimes people will say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then package 2 is like all services in previous package plus a, monthly strategy session, or all packages in package 2 plus a monthly social media audit or something. Like you could add little things to buffer, but you don't need to. The value add, like they're getting more hours with every package. So literally, if you just have your rate times, like I can do 10 hours a week, 10 hours a month. These are monthly packages for you guys wondering. I will sell a package of 10 hours per month for $300. That's $30 an hour. And you can do any of these services because I'm just going to track my time. You're going to use a tool like Toggl, Toggl, to track your time. You can send weekly reports to your clients showing them, hey, these are the hours that I used. Here's what you still have left. Just so you guys know, I'm a really big fan of like use it or lose it. Okay. So if somebody buys this 20-hour package and it's week 4 and they have 15 hours left, say, hey, 15 hours, like you got to give me some tasks this week because I have 15 hours left. And remember that they don't carry on over to the next month. Okay. That's my recommendation. Because what you can find sometimes is that clients won't use the hours and they'll add up, add up, add up. And then all of a sudden they've got like 65 hours for the month. And you're like, I don't have enough time for my other clients. That's why it's use it or lose it, right? If they're not using them consistently, they maybe need to downgrade, or you just need to get on a strategy session with them and help them delegate some stuff a little better. Okay. All right. So we created your packages. I want to scale. I want to feel things out. How excited are you for these packages? 5 being like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm feeling so good. 1 being like, I'm freaking out. There's no wrong answer. We will accept all numbers, right? You'll see, you guys are probably all like a 3 or a 4. Like, I'm excited, nervous. Yes, lots of 5s. I'm loving that. Love it. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. So you guys have assignments. It's a workshop, not a listen shop. So I want you guys here tomorrow. I'm super happy. We had sometimes our show up rates go down from day 1 to day 2. And you guys are like, I mean, they went down a little, but you guys are here. This is probably one of the most engaged group of people, which just gets me so excited because it's like, you guys are in it. And that's awesome. So I need you to show up tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are going to, tomorrow we're going to cover marketing, but I really want you to feel confident about your packages by tomorrow. So decide on your 5 services. Check. You guys might not be done. Don't overthink it. If you already got them, you don't need to change them. It's fine. 2, decide on your hourly rate. Check. You might have already done your homework if you figured it out during this, right? Hold on a second. That still popped up. And then number 3, you can use the challenge workbook. So the virtualsavvy.com/workbook to do your hourly package. You might have already completed all your homework. If that's the case, congratulations. Share it with somebody. Go in our VA Savvies group. My team can post that. Someone was asking for the link to the community. So you can post in our community and get some feedback there. Yeah, this is awesome, guys. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, let's move forward. It says tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you can get your first client in 90 days using my first client VA fast track method. Okay. So these are essentially in our 90-day accelerator. We have a huge series of different types of marketing tasks, and we have you experiment and we see which one works for you. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you 3 of those. All right. So my favorite 3 places to find clients. Now, I have blocked off 2 hours for tomorrow. So these trainings have taken about an hour. 2 hours, we may only go 90 minutes. It just kind of depends. I just know on day 3, it's kind of when all the questions come out because it's about marketing, right? And it's like where most of us have the most fear. Therefore, we have the most questions. So tomorrow, just if you have capacity, then really try to reserve a little bit more time. Okay. Because we're going to really, really get into it, because tomorrow you're going to walk away knowing the top skills clients are willing to pay for, how to replace your income with only 4 clients, and my top 3 places to find paying clients for your new business. So really jam-packed, still action-filled. We'll do a little bit of recap to make sure that we all feel good about day 1 and day 2, and then we're going to go hard into marketing, okay? Maria said, I can't make it tomorrow. Will be recorded. Yes, it will be recorded. There will be a replay. I will note, however, that one person who is live will be able to win the Savvy System Accelerator. So we're going to be giving away a scholarship to the accelerator for one person, but you do have to be live in order to do that. We'll do it near the end of the training. So make sure that you are there for that. I would love, love, love to see you live. Okay. You will get the link in your email. So just like you did today, the link will show up in your email. Just click on that and you'll be able to join us live tomorrow. Okay. I'm seeing so many questions, which is awesome. So let's get into them. My team is pulling them up. So I'm just going to start going through kind of some of the questions that have been asked so far, but keep them coming and my team will keep bringing them over. They put little stars on them and then I can see them. Okay. All right. This one, can you please explain how you bundle service packages if you come with skills unrelated to each other? Mercedes, like, I would still keep them in packages. Like, and I know that that seems weird. You're like social media and admin and bookkeeping and like, I'm just going to put them all in one package. Yes. And I know that that feels uncomfortable, and that's not where that is not where you're going to end. Okay. So eventually you're going to want a separate social media package. Eventually you're going to want a separate bookkeeping package or a separate ClickUp setup package, like one of our students was asking, right? But in the beginning, I just want you to sell some hourly packages. I just want you to get one client under your belt. And the fastest way to do that is with these hourly packages. So any of the services you can offer, let's just get that first client with these packages, even if they seem unrelated. Okay. Mallory says, do you recommend a website for us to have all our info on, or just social media work and send the info to potential clients? I love this question, Mallory. Okay. So here's my little rant on a website. Should every small business owner have a website? Yes, 100%. However, when you're first starting out, I don't think you should have a website yet, not until you get your first client. And here's why. Some of us use a website as an excuse to keep tinkering, right? I saw a lot of tinkerers in the comments. You guys are like, I got to tinker with my packages a little bit, right? As much as you're tinkering with your packages, you're going to keep tinkering with your website. Trust me, it's just like a rabbit hole. And I will see people like, because again, I've trained over 7,000 people. I've been doing this for 10 years. And what will happen is I will talk to a student, we'll get on a coaching call, and they'll be like, Abby, it's been 2 months and I still don't have a client. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, like, talk to me. Are you like, what type of marketing are you doing? They're like, well, like I've been working on my website. And I'm like, wait. What type of marketing? Like active, applying for job opportunities, going to networking events, like actual, they're like, well, I just wanted to get my website done first. And what will happen is we will tinker on our website for 2 months and then be like, it's been 2 months. I've been working on my business. I don't have any clients. Well, yeah, because you haven't been marketing, right? So I recommend that in the beginning, you just start with a portfolio. So our accelerator students, we have a couple different Canva templates, and you literally just boop, 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 customize it, drop it. You have a portfolio. That's it. So it's a PDF. And then that's something that you can send to clients so they can see your packages, they can see your services. It's all cute, right? It makes you look professional, but you don't need a website yet. You can buy your domain. We do have you go ahead and purchase. So we help you choose your business name and you'll purchase your domain. But there's a way that you can literally just hook your domain up to just go to your PDF packages. Okay. So you don't have to have a website yet. In fact, I would encourage you not to. The only caveat to that, okay, is like if you've been designing websites forever and you're like, Abby, I can put up a website in one day. If you can do it in one day, I give you permission to have a website. That's all you get. You get one day to set it up. Okay. Other than that, you're going to use a portfolio. Got it? Okay. What should you charge for admin support? So honestly, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, up to 50. Okay. So we have students all in those ranges for like basic general admin. So it's kind of based off of what you're doing. Are you going to be serving local clients, global clients? You just kind of got to choose. What are you going to feel confident saying your hourly rate? I want you to feel confident in it, and that's what you should charge. And here's the thing, we'll talk about it a little bit, is that, guys, you can always raise your rates over time. We call it incremental pricing. Again, I'm going to go over it in detail tomorrow, but essentially, if you want to get your first client at $25 an hour, get your first one at $25 an hour. Immediately switch your packages to $27 an hour. Get your second client, immediately switch your packages to $30 an hour. Now you don't switch your packages for these first two people, right? Keep them on their plan for like at least 6 months before you go raising their rates, or longer. But for new clients, okay, you can raise your rate with each client. So that's something like as your confidence grows, your rate can grow too. So you can start at a level that you feel more comfortable with, a little lower, but then I want you to immediately raise it if you're in the lower range, right? Okay, let's see here. When we say we do hourly, we should do anything and everything for the client. I know this is kind of tripping people up. They're like, wait a second. And so like I'm saying yes for the first client, right? So again, separately, after we get that first client, if you want to do a separate package with your higher end services, go for it. And guys, this is your business. If you're like, Abby, I have to have a separate package, like maybe you build websites, like go ahead and have a website package that's not this, okay? But most of us just get so tripped up over like our packages and this and that and value for dollars and how much do I charge? And it's just really easy if you just do it hourly in the beginning for client one. And then we can raise our rates, okay? But that is what I recommend for the very beginning. Let's see here. We've got the link for our Facebook group. Awesome. what if they don't know how many hours they need me yet? Great question. So, what I would do is I would tell a client, let's start you off with my smallest package and then we'll see how it goes. Right? I'll track my time, I'll give you feedback. If you're not utilizing those hours, we'll jump on a strategy call, track your time for those strategy calls, that still counts, and I'll help you delegate these tasks. One of the things that I recommend for clients to do, if they haven't done this, is a time study. A time study is where a business owner will take a week and they will track their time. They will track every single thing that they do for an entire week. Then they'll go through, they can use Toggle, right? Just like I'm encouraging you guys to do. Then they're going to go through and they're going to look at their time and say, what are the things that I should? This is actually from the book Clockwork by Mike Michalowicz. It's the trash trim transfer. So a small business owner can say, okay, out of this week, there's things I shouldn't be doing at all. I should trash those activities. Like, why am I still doing this thing? It doesn't work. It's not, I've been posting on TikTok and I hate it. I don't like it. And it's not bringing in clients. Okay. I just need to trash that, right? Trim is something that you're taking longer than you need to. Parkinson's law says that if we like the amount, like an activity will expand to the amount of time that we give it. So if you have a 90-minute meeting, you'll take 90 minutes for your meeting. But if you take that same meeting and say, I'm going to do it in 45 minutes, you'll get it done in 45 minutes. Okay. So there are things that your business owners could trim. So trash, trim, and then transfer. That's where you come in, right? There are things that your small business owner is doing that they shouldn't be doing, and they should transfer them to you. And so that's why it's a really great activity. The book Clockwork is a really good book to recommend to your clients. Also, oh my gosh, I always forget the name. Dan Martell's book. Guys, why do I always forget his name? One of you guys are going to remind me in the comments. But that's another really good one to recommend to your clients. Okay. What's a good tool to track your payments once they've received from your client? Yeah. So, I like to, there's a couple different tools. And when it comes to tools, guys, it kind of, every person is different, right? Like what I'm going to like is going to be different than what you're going to like. So we love Dubsado. Dubsado is awesome. There's a free trial. A ton of our students use Honeybook. That's another way, right, that you can invoice and receive payments. There's also a tool called Wave, W-A-V-E, that is just invoicing. So like Dubsado and Honeybook are like full CRMs where you can keep track and it's like you can send your contract, you can do all that. Wave, W-A-V-E, is like just invoicing. Okay. And then you can keep track of it there. You might have a separate spreadsheet where you keep track of it. It's kind of like over time, you're going to develop your own systems. And so one of my jobs is to give you guys the different options of, okay, maybe try this, and you're going to see which one really fits your personality. My quiz showed I'm an organizer. That's spot on. I'm more excited about learning the creative services. Do I start with what I know and shift to creative work as I learn it? Yes. Okay. So I would start with what you know, because again, we don't want to get in this loop where it's like, oh, I just have to learn this thing before I start. I want you to start today. Like literally after tomorrow's training, you could go talk about your services if you want to. Like you could literally start marketing tomorrow if you want to. That's what I want. And then what I would do is that when you start your business, like 90% of your time should be spent on marketing. Okay. So if you said, I have 5 hours to commit to my business, then 5 hours and 30 minutes needs to be committed to like marketing your business. And then you have a 30-minute, you can call that your career development time, right? 10 hours a week to work on your business, have 1 hour a week that's your career development time. And that's where you're going to set aside. This is why time blocking is so important. Like we did yesterday, you can set aside 1 hour to improve your services. Maybe that 1 hour a week is when you learn social media, but start with the tasks you already know. Okay. Let's see. I'm having trouble knowing how long each task will take me. Exactly. That's why we're going to do hourly in the beginning. Once you know how long tasks will take you, it's really easy to switch over to like value-based pricing. But hourly pricing is so much easier when we don't know how long things are going to take us. Some of these questions I've already answered. What about offering different types of packages like help or organize? So you can do, so what I would do, I wouldn't have a helper package, an organizer package, an expert package, because most clients are going to need you for a little bit of all of them, right? So just do hourly. And if you have a few from the helper, a few from the organizer, a few from the expert, that's great. So all of the personality tests, all the things I gave you guys, they were just ideas. They're just idea generators. At the end of the day, you decide your services. So if you have one from the helper category, two from the expert, and one from the creative, great. Those are your services. Like it doesn't matter, right? All that matters is you say, these are my services, this is my rate, and you start marketing them. uh Oh my gosh, I love this. I operate a commercial cleaning company, handle the admin and bookkeeping. Would it make sense to offer services to other commercial cleaning companies? Honestly, Cheryl, I think that's a brilliant niche. I think that's awesome, especially if you can find where those people are hanging out, right? Especially if you have connections to some of the others. Because yeah, I love that niche. I don't tell most people to niche down in the beginning, but I really like that one, and I think that could be really, really good for you. So especially because again, you've got lots of experience there. Sometimes people want to niche down right away, and I'm like, oh, tell me your experience, and they're like, oh, I don't really have that. I'm like, don't niche down then yet, okay? Um, After looking at Accelerator, I noticed program is for landing your first client. Savvy System has content on scaling and building. Is that something you'd be offering in some form going forward? Clearly at the visionary, yeah. So we'll talk more about the Accelerator tomorrow, but the Accelerator is for launching your business and getting your first client. That's what we do, 90 days. So if you already have a client, you don't need the Accelerator. You need Savvy Vault, which is our growth membership. It's $47 a month. Cancel anytime, but that's weekly coaching, scaling, growing a team, all of that. But if you don't have a client yet, I'd still recommend you do the Accelerator because we want to get to your first client before you move over. All right. Great question. Two questions. How do you feel about Upwork? Ha, Nadine. Okay, so oh gosh, I could talk a lot about this, but I actually like Upwork. So I literally used to work for Upwork when I started a like for the company. When I started my VA business, they were one of my first clients. They hired me as an hourly part-time employee, and I wrote for them. I told you I liked to write, so I wrote some of their blogs. And so they did me well. Like they were a good company to work for. I think that you just got to know how to do Upwork right. And so that's one of the things we teach on our course is because I don't want you to competing against $5 an hour VAs. That's not what we're doing here. Okay. So there's a way to do Upwork well. And yes, I think transcription is something you can definitely add that to your list of services. There's so many tools right now that it's really not as much like you transcribing anymore. Like there's tools that can do transcription, but you knowing how to use the tools that your clients don't know how to use is very, very valuable. All right. Let's see here. What's the dollar amount you set for additional hours? Oh, good question. So Michelle, we had those packages, right? So let's say they sign up for a $20 an hour package and that rate is $30 an hour and they go over. It's up to you. You can say any hours over are $30 an hour, or you could raise it a little. So if you go over, it's $35 an hour. It's up to you. Oh, I love this. Yes, $45 an hour. I've been a VA since 2019. It's perfect. Nope, that rate is not too high. We just got to work. You're going to be going after more established business owners. Okay. You just got to know your niche. I have a private client that I've been working with that she does, her rate's $45 an hour. She has part-time and full-time packages. That's it. And we helped her go from 150 annually last year. Over the course of the year, she's on track to do 300,000 now this year. So pretty cool. Let's see. How vital is it, or how soon should we niche down? So Andrea, it's up to you. So I literally just completed a workbook yesterday on this, like on deciding when and how to niche down. And some people never do. So some people literally just stay general admin and that's it. And they like build an agency. It's so crazy because I say this, like one of the things that I'll tell people is that you don't find your niche will find you. And I've seen it happen over and over and over again. Like there just comes a time where you just like, no, you're just like, it's time. Like it's time to niche down because you'll start to feel that friction. And I was talking to one of our students the other day on a coaching call where she was like, I feel like I'm getting faster at the tasks that I'm doing, but it's hourly rate. So it's like, I get faster and I'm getting paid less because I'm getting so good. And I'm like, yep, that's when it's time to switch. Like that's when it's time to switch to value-based pricing. Right. And so that's usually when you niche down, at least get your first client. Okay. And some of you guys, you never niche down and you just always run like a general VA agency. Some of you niche down after your first client, some of you niche down after 2 years. It's like there's not like a necessarily like a formula or when or how you have to do it. It's kind of like when it's like now it's time because it's really individualized. All right. These are such good questions. Um, okay. How do you ensure clients are getting their hours? Do you have weekly or daily to-do meetings to figure out what tasks are needed? So what I do, so here's the way I do it, and different people are different. So you'll have some kind of a project management system. In the beginning, guys, I just use Trello because it's easy. Like Trello is not super complicated. And what I would do is I would tell clients, so every Friday, I'd say, here's your report of my hours from last week. So I would download a PDF of my Toggle report. Here's the hours I used last week. Here's the hours you have next week. By 8 a.m. on Monday, I need you to drop in my tasks into the Trello board so that I know what I'm working on this next week. Okay. So you kind of initiate that. Let them know. If it's 8 a.m. on Monday, they haven't gotten your tasks. Hey, can we jump on a call? Right? Or hey, I need you, like, I need you to go in and dump in my tasks. They may have reoccurring tasks, so they don't need to do that all the time. But that's the way I would handle it. And then in Toggle, you can have separate accounts. So you can say, all right, I can click, I'm working for this client. Now I'm working for another client. I can change the category. And now, so it will track them separately. All right. So that's how you give them their different time reports. Each client would have a different, their own Trello board, or if you use ClickUp or Asana or something else, that's fine. But that's how we keep track of it, right? Some people want to meet once a week, and that's fine. Like if you're up to that, again, you get to decide, not your client. But if you want to like have a face-to-face meeting with them every Friday or every Monday, right, to get those tasks downloaded in the moment, that's great too. So you kind of get to decide that, but you do need some kind of a system for getting those tasks on the regular. Okay, let's see. Ooh, great question. Is it VA still effective with all these AI tools? Dude, I I love AI. Like the things that we can do now is just amazing. And what we keep saying is that AI is not going to replace virtual assistants. Virtual assistants who know how to use AI are going to replace the ones who aren't. So it is vital that we are learning AI. So we've actually built that in. You guys are going to see we release some new tools on how to use AI for your own business, for your client's business. Like so many of the assignments, even in our accelerator, say go to ChatGPT, go to ChatGPT, right? There are so many things that you can do faster because of AI, but it still takes a human. Like it still takes a human to input the stuff into AI. The other day I was using, sorry, I'm going to go for any of you guys who are techie geeks. So I've been exploring agents. So an AI agent is something that will literally like take over your computer and do work for you. So I was in Canva the other day and I knew it was going to take me a while to go. I needed to add like page numbers to this document, and Canva doesn't have a really easy way to do that. So I've been experimenting with Claude. Claude has agents, so it will literally take over your computer and do it for you. And it did it. And it was really cool, right? So I just had it running in the background. Now, it would have taken me probably like 10 minutes to do it myself, and it took Claude like 30 minutes, right? But so in that case, like I would probably charge what it would have taken me instead of the 30 minutes, because that's like that took a long time. But I didn't physically have to do it. I literally just told Claude, like, put these on there for me, and it did it. Okay. So there's like so much cool stuff happening with AI, but I still had to physically do it. Like I still had to know that Claude could do it. I still had to like input it and give it the right tasks. So like AI, yes, it's amazing. And I think that we should all be learning more and more about it. But like, let's be the liaison. Like, we are the liaison between AI tools and our client because there still has to be a human, right, to input the stuff. So that's my 2 cents on it. I'm curious what you guys think. Let's see. What if a client doesn't use all the package? So I really, that's why I send weekly reports, because I do a use it or lose it. I put that in my contract. I mean, sometimes if it's 1 or 2 hours, like I'll let that slide, but I really, really recommend use it or lose it because they hired you for those packages, right? And again, if those overflow to the next month, then eventually that's going to stack up, and that's just not something. It's boundaries, right? I saw one of you guys saying that in the comments. Um, Let's see. How do I do this since I'm still in my paid job, work from 8 to 6? So I think that that's great. So that yesterday, the time activity, you've just got to decide when you're going to work, and you don't need to tell your clients when you're working. Like, you be working at 2 a.m. and they don't need to know. There are so many tools right now. Like, literally, did you guys know you can schedule emails in Gmail? Like, or if you're using Slack for communication, you can schedule it to go out. So if you don't want them to know you were sending an email at 2 a.m., which I think is really smart because you don't want them emailing you at 2 a.m. and thinking you're going to respond. But you can just schedule it to go out at 8 a.m. the next day. Right. And so you don't need to be like constantly available for them. In fact, I put in my contracts that like I will do a 24-hour response time. But if you email me, I have 24 hours to respond, right? So that's how I go about that. You definitely don't need to be working through the hours of 8 to 5 to make this work. We have so many students who have done this with a 9 to 5. Does a new course go through all this information step by step? It sure does. It's over 100 lessons, but we work through it all in 90 days. It's an intensive, but it's really, really good. I'm excited for it. Oh, I have a discovery call. Everyone, congrats, Gianna. That's awesome. What do I go over in those calls? Oh my goodness. Yes. So, Gianna, I want you just to show up with confidence. Actually, go to our YouTube. Go to our YouTube right now and type in virtual savvy discovery call. Okay. And that's going to help you because we have like a whole outline. I'm like, I could teach a whole another hour-long lesson on discovery calls. And I do that in the accelerator. But yeah, that's going to be your best bet. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited for you. Let us know how it goes. Um, let's see. So many good questions. When should you request payments for services? Oh, this is so good. We didn't cover this. So I always do before, always. So I'm not going to do work if I haven't been paid for the work yet. Some people do it after the fact. I don't agree with that. So I am, you buy the packages of hours, you've got that in the bank, and then you start using them. If a client isn't okay with that, they're not a good client for you. Like, I'm not going to do free work essentially. And so they pay for the hours and then you use them, and then they would be rebilled at the end of the month or whatever. Like if they signed on the 15th, they're going to pay you on the 15th, right? And then they would get auto rebilled on the 15th of the next month, and that's where their hours will start over again. So that's the way that I do it, and I recommend that. The caveat to that is if you have a value-based package. So let's say, because again, we've been talking all about hourly, but let's say that I keep going to the website just because that's easy. Let's say you sell a $5,000 website. I do know people sometimes when it's like a really big thing like that they'll have milestones. So like you pay me 2,000 upfront, 2,000 midway through, and then the other 6,000 at the end, or so I don't know, or 2,500 upfront, 2,500 at the end. So you can do that if you have like a value-based pricing, but for most of us, again, 90% of us aren't doing that. We are doing the hourly, and so that's what I recommend. All right, let's take a few more questions. I know we're nearing the end of the hour. You guys have been so awesome. These questions are good. What are your thoughts on building an agency? I love it. I love it. So I'm a visionary. So I literally started an agency from day one. Like my first client, I was like, ooh, I don't want to do all this work myself. I was also pregnant. I was 8 months pregnant when I started my business. And so I had a very real reality that I was going to have to take time off like soon. And so I, from day one, got a subcontractor and started filtering my work to the subcontractor. And that's how I was able to scale so quickly, is because I just focused on getting clients, and then I handed off 90% of the work to my subcontractors. They would do the work. They'd send it back to me. I'd send it to my clients. So I like was checking the work. I didn't have my clients directly connected. Some people do, like this one VA that I'm coaching right now. She actually physically connects her clients and they just talk directly to each other. She's not the middleman. I didn't do it that way, especially when I first started out. Like I wanted to be the quality control. Maybe I'm a control freak. I don't know. But so I was like, they would pass the work through me, and I did that from day one. So I think it's awesome. But some people don't want that, right? And this is why we said yesterday in yesterday's training, it starts with you. You have to decide what your freedom life is. You have to decide what you want. Why build a 6 or 7 figure agency if all you want is to work with 2 or 3 clients, make side income, and enjoy homeschooling your kids, right? Like we all have different goals. We all have different things that we're trying to achieve, and the freedom life looks different for each one of us. So you just have to decide, do I want an agency or not? Because it's a great business model, but it's not a great business model if you would hate it, right? Okay. How do we sign up for the accelerator? So you're going to learn all about it tomorrow. It's brand new. I mean, the concepts we've been teaching for 10 years, right? But we've added so much more into it. I'm going to share with you everything tomorrow, and the door is open to that tomorrow if you're interested. Um, okay. I think we answered most of these. If I didn't get to your question, I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm just double checking. Okay. We're going to do an extended Q&A. So this is why I said tomorrow we're going to block off 2 hours, because I'm going to try to answer every single question tomorrow. Okay. But I really want to respect y'all's time, and I want to make sure that you are focusing on these assignments, because again, you have assignments for today. Oh, did I? Okay. Yes. So tomorrow we're going to walk away with the top skills clients are paying for, how to replace your income with only 4 clients, and the top 3 places to find clients. We're going to talk about marketing tomorrow. And one of you is going to win the Savvy System Accelerator. So if you're going to be here, but I'll be here in the comments. I see some of you guys saying yes, noon central. Okay. You will check the link in your email. It's going to be awesome, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. We've literally had people take the information was this last year or the one before? We had one student that literally, while we were on the training, did one of the things that I told her and got her first discovery call while we were still in the training. Okay. Like crazy, crazy. So I'm telling you, what we're teaching you tomorrow is action packed. One of you guys are going to get a chance to actually win the accelerator, but only if you're here live. So make sure you're here live, and I will see you then. Thank you guys so much.